Hi, everybody. I'm Barb.
I'm Randine.
And I'm Carter.
And this is our
Sclero-What Adventures.
Awesome. Well, as you guys know, June is Scleroderma Awareness Month. But what you might not know is this week is also World Club Foot Week. And they do have a special day also, which is June 3rd. However, we kind of missed that one, but it's still the week, so it still counts, right? It's still Friday, so we're still in the week. And so we are joined by Carter today, which is Randine's cousin, correct?
It is. He is my cousin, yep.
Yes, awesome. And tell us, Carter, why are you joining us today?
I was born with clubfoot, so I figured I would inform you and the people watching about it a little bit more.
Awesome. So what can you tell us about?
Clubfoot is actually one of the most common birth defects in children in their feet. And it's actually one of the easiest to fix.
Oh.
Even though you'll have side effects for the rest of your life, the actual curving of the foot, which there's lots of pictures in the internet, you can see it's like the whole foot is turned in, and there's also another one that it's a different thing where it's turned out. So not painful when you're an infant because you're not walking yet. But in my case, before I was 6, I did not go a full year without a cast on. And casting was the method was created by Dr. Punsetti at Iowa City, and he did it so that it was an option other than other methods they used, like scraping bones and surgery. So this casting method is an easier way, and it's just a serial cast. And babies usually get them for 1 week at a time. But in my case, as of right now, I'm going every 2 weeks to get that stretch because it's going to stretch everything in your foot. And after you get your foot turned to the right position, you also have to get it to the floor. So like before I did this casting, my heel was not touching the ground on my right foot. And I was walking like that all day at school, plus anything I did after school and before school. So that will eventually hurt the knees and my hips and everything in between.
And was it just one foot, Carter, or both feet?
I have it in both feet.
So basically, are you walking on your tippy toes?
In my right foot, my right foot is my bad foot. So my left foot is at neutral. So that's your full foot on the floor. A normal person, when they're pulling their foot up, should get about 10 to 15 degrees up. If you're in club foot, 5 to 10 above neutral is good.
Okay.
So with my right foot, I wasn't even hitting neutral yet.
Okay.
And I did have a surgery when I was 6. They moved the tendons in my foot to the other side. So they did a switchery on the tendons. And they also clipped my heel cord. And not really clipped it. They do zigzags in it, and it's easier as a younger. But since I was so older, they did the zigzags.
And does it just let it stretch a little bit more?
Yeah, it lets it grow so it can get that stretch more because my tendons and stuff are so tight, and they're so hard to get stretched out. So sometimes surgery is the only option.
So Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
What are your limitations?
My limitations. I do not play any sports of whatsoever because that is too much pain on everything for me. I'm an avid walker. I do like to walk, but I can't walk a mile without pain. So I probably can do like a block easily, but if I do more than one block, one around, it starts to hurt and with discomfort. And it all varies because there's two types of clubfoot you can have, and it's where the tendons in your foot is curved, or your ankle, or both. See, I have it both where my ankle and my foot, both tendons and bone were twisted, and that is a lot harder on people. And a lot of times it's in boys are twice as more likely to have it in the girls.
Mm.
It
And is it hereditary?
So it is. It is. They actually recently, last year or the year before that, they found the gene where it makes it hereditary.
So did your mom or dad
So
have it when they were born?
no, it's more of a distant thing, and actually, it goes through me and Randine's common side of the family, and that's where it comes from.
Besides you, there is other people. We had a family reunion last year, and that's when I learned that that is hereditary in our family. Who else besides you and my family has it?
I know Denise has it.
Oh yeah, another cousin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then my grandma Joyce, she always talked about how there used to be a boy that had it, but I have not been able to find any evidence. But she is not very well with her mind, so she doesn't remember things very well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so what are they,
And
so you said you have a cast on right now, Carter, and you're having that on for 2 weeks?
yes, I will get it off in 2 weeks from Wednesday. 2 weeks from this Wednesday, I will get it off. June something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll
And
only have one more cast and it'll be all done.
well, although you said that you still have pain if you walk more than a block, so will that always be the case? Like that will never be corrected?
They're hoping with this foot being able to get it closer to neutral, I'll be able to take more,
Mm-hmm.
and it. Hopefully, we won't know. But last time when I went to my doctors, they did mention something about clipping the heel cord again. But this time when I went, my doctor seemed very hopeful that I won't need that. So, and that
Mm-hmm.
would add an extra 4 to 12 weeks in a cast.
Okay.
So
So
being
we are
a
hopeful.
young person like you are, Carter, our message this month is to get out, live your life to the fullest. And it sounds great that you love to walk. You can walk like a block. What is some other things that you love to do since you can't do like sports like the other students or other kids? What do you love to do? What keeps you happy?
I am a very big political person. I want to be a politician in my future, so I'm up to date on all that stuff, and I follow the elections and the polls. I find that very calming. I also do family history. I paint. I read. I like to color. So there's lots of different things I like to do. I like to swim when I don't have a cast on, and that's actually really good for my feet because that's exercise that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do that forever because I'm taking a lot of the weight and stuff and a lot using less of the tendons to swim. So I love to swim. I like to go out with my family. I like talking to my family. I like going to my grandma's and grandpa's. We have homemade pizza every other Saturday.
And what's your favorite kind of homemade pizza?
I am a very picky eater, so I only do cheese.
That's it? Just cheese?
Just cheese.
Yeah. And tell everybody how old you are, Carter.
I am 16. I will be 16 next month, but practically I'm 16.
Yeah.
I cannot drive yet.
Not yet.
Legally.
So even as a teenager, how do other students treat you in school and stuff? Like,
Well, I did have a cast for a short amount of time in that last week of school when we had it here from where I'm from before they canceled everything. I had a cast, And it's, even though clubfoot is very common among the world, a lot of people don't know it. I'm the only person in our school district right now that has it, I think. So even though there's still like 500 kids that are born with it around the world, it's still very limited to people, and it's treated so easily. So people don't look at you and think there's pain that you have. And obviously there's a lot of mental restrictions, because like when I was little, I was also very sickly, and we had some tragic events in the family. So I was already set back. And I wasn't walking until I was older, because I was in casts. So I couldn't walk. So a lot of kids, only my close friends know what I have, and even that, they don't really go into detail because it confuses them. And a lot of kids, they see the cast and they think I broke something. So I let them say it, because it's way easier than trying to describe what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you want to share, or awareness you want to share about Clubfoot?
One of how everyone is treated with the cast from Dr. Ponsetti. He created this, and I had him when I was 1, 2 maybe, before he passed away, and he created the casting method. And actually, when he was still in Iowa City at the Clubfoot clinic, it's in the children's hospital, and he had people from all over the world come to see him for Clubfoot. So my mom remembers him talking about, before me there was an Indian family that came from India, and they were there to see him to treat Clubfoot. And he before all this happened and everything was closed, my doctor, Dr. Marquende, who was a student of Dr. Ponsetti, he always had people from other countries with him. So when I sprained my ankle in the 8th grade, so it's been a year now, he had 3 students with him. When I had my other cast put on before this last one, so he had 1 student with him. So a lot of it has to do with Dr. Ponsetti, and because before that, amputation was actually one of the very common things to deal with it.
Wow is
right.
And surgery, and so like moving tendons and scraping bones, and there's actually another a knee surgery that can help you with your foot. So, but this casting method has made clubfoot to be one of the most easily fixed. Well, by the looks of it, it's the most easily fixed to get your foot straight.
And obviously not non-invasive too.
Yes, it's not invasive. There's no surgery. That, like my doctor said, in my age category, so 15 to 16, he's only done 4 surgeries in the last year. And that's obviously a lot better than how it was.
Well, and that also speaks to the fact that you need to make sure you go to a specialist, because even the specialists are not seeing a lot of people. So you need to make sure that you have somebody like your doctors in Iowa City to make sure that you're getting the best treatment.
Yes, and actually, it's funny you said that, because before I went to Iowa City, I went to another city closer by from where I was born, and their orthopedics doctors actually messed my feet up more than they did fixing it. And they wanted to scrape my bones, so they would open up and go to my ankle, and they would scrape bones when I was 1.
Well, and that's why knowledge is power. You know, when you know better, you do better. And we're glad that at almost 16 years old, you're a doctor in Iowa City, and you're in a good place that they know what they're doing.
Right. You're a specialist. So thank you for sharing, Carter.
Thank you so much, Carter. We appreciate you being with us today and educating us about Clubfoot.
Yeah.
Yes. And happy World Clubfoot Week.
Happy World Club Foot Week.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.